the news.
Stop the music. It's time for news.
Heading over into the drone newsosphere with our buddy Jeff Sills and his backwards bandwidth. What's happening, Jeff?
It never ceases to amaze me the type of conversations that you gentlemen have before I come on and do the news.
Yeah.
Not really sure how I can follow up with that, but I'll give it a shot.
All right.
Jeff, do you think Ken is a tighty-whitey, boxer brief, or regular boxer guy?
Man, I would not be the person to answer that question. But if I were to take a vote, I would say he's a tighty-whitey man.
I would too. I'm with you on that. I'm betting he's a tighty-whitey guy.
Nah, man, tighty whities are too tighty. I can't wiggle around in them. They're too. No, man. I gotta be free.
Oh.
I gotta be free.
All right, so let's start off the news this week so we can stop talking about underwear.
Yes, please.
Congressional lawmakers are supporting a new initiative in California, of all places, the place that was always against drones for so many years. They have agreed to start putting together a spending bill that will include for the Department of Interior the ability for them to use drones to find illicit marijuana cultivation on public lands.
Oh.
So, as part of their bill, they're going to use drones to surreptitiously fly around looking for illegal marijuana grows.
And then what do? They, it always cracks me up when you see these drug shows and they get big piles of marijuana and then they burn it. I always imagine these pothead stoners like at the chain link fence. Yeah, burn more.
You're not kidding there, because I've actually read a news story about 4 or 5 years ago of a fire department that was assisting the police in burning a bunch of illicit marijuana that they had found. And after burning the marijuana, the fire department had to put most of the people in the hospital because they were
all stoned, of course.
So
right.
Yeah. Great job there, guys.
Mm-hmm. All
right, so next in the news, this one I'm really excited about because I really want to see a video in the future when this thing flies. But agricultural drones are much different than what you and I experience. Most of their drones are gas-powered, right?
Yeah.
But this is the first twin-rotor agricultural drone I've seen.
All right.
I'm Rob Pearson, CEO of Auto Spray Systems, and really, just to tell you a little bit about the V40. The V40 is really the very latest generation in drones, and it's one of the first things to notice, it's no longer a quadcopter, it's now got 2 rotors. And this is really to improve its spray performance by reducing the turbulence in the downdraft. You have 2 spray nozzles, one directly below each prop, which gives you a much more targeted and more controlled spray application. Also, one of its key advantages, the arms now fold in, so you can fold it in very quickly and pop it into the back of the truck, and away you go. You no longer have the big arms sticking out. And also, of course, now it has integrated cameras, which mean this is able to scan your field, identify through AI potential areas for increased or reduced spray or fertilization, which really gives you a very nicely integrated and rounded package.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
You can bale hay with that thing.
Yeah, and by the way, let me ask you a question, you guys. So you're at an intersection. On one corner, there's a guy, American guy, and he's selling fake dog poop. Right? The other corner, guy's selling the same fake dog poop, only he has an English accent. Which guy do you buy from? The English guy, right? Because that accent can sell you anything. I say, would you like to buy some fake dog poop? It's wonderful. It's so wonderful, and I'll sell it to you for just £2.
I'll take 3.
All right, you got it. You have an advantage if you have an English accent selling stuff in this country.
But, that's a good point. We have a realtor who his first year last year had the biggest year ever in our company by far, actually doubled it, and he has a British accent. He's from the United Kingdom.
Would you like to buy this house?
Maybe something to it.
Sure, it was a meth lab at one point. And it's haunted. There's blood coming from the light fixtures. It has 1.5 baths, and it's only $3 million. Oh, what's that? You'll buy it today? I see. Okay, yes.
derailing my news.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
All right. So next in the news, in the Duisburg Zoo, which is in Germany, they had a problem where one of the endangered red pandas that they had there got out and was able to get loose in the zoo. Jang is the name of this endangered red panda. And for 36 hours, with the police and everybody, they were searching everywhere trying to find this thing. They knew that it was still on the grounds, but because of the trees and everything around there, it was very difficult for them to be able to locate it. So they brought in a drone, a Mavic 2 Enterprise drone with a thermal camera, and they flew it around the facility and are able to locate the red panda with the drone and be able to get it back safely into its enclosure.
Have you ever seen anything like that? I've never seen that animal before in my life. Have you, Kelly?
It looks like a fox. In Kentucky, that would be called a fox, and we would shoot it and hang it on our wall.
Yeah. Man, that looked delicious. I tell you what, man. That's going to make a great trophy. I'll make my wife a pair of slippers out of that damn tail. Look how fluffy that thing is. And then we'll grill the rest up on there for 4th of July. Come on. Woo!
You guys missed the part about it being endangered, apparently. Okay.
man, the rarer they are, the tastier they are, I always say.
Mm-hmm. If it was in Kentucky, it'd be extinct. I'll tell you that right now.
Okay, so
True
next
that.
in the news, and we have this one. This one's fun. A Dutch company. I'm gonna probably botch up the name, but ACE Core. They make heavy lifting drones, and last year they created a heavy lifting drone called the NOAA. But this year they're introducing something called the Zoe Zatona. And this is their drone that puts the camera payload in a great place to take pictures.
Oh, that looks substantial. Doesn't it? That looks pretty cool, man.
Yeah, this one, it shows it with a Sony 61MP A7R full-frame mirrorless camera.
Yeah.
And the gimbal can tilt 90 degrees up or down. The drone itself, I'm trying to see if I can find the specs information, has a 25 knot capable of handling 25 knot wind speeds. It has a range of 9.9 miles.
Wow.
Includes an ADS-B transponder.
And wait for it. Wait, watch this. How big do you think it is, Kelly?
Oh, gosh.
It looks
I don't know.
like
2
Phantom.
feet, 3 feet?
Like Phantom sized, right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. We're going to put it in scale here in a minute. That looks really well built. You know, it doesn't matter what a drone looks like, really. But look at this. Look, that's how freaking...
Oh, my goodness.
Right? It's giant. Yeah. It's freaking huge.
How many toddlers can you carry with that thing, Jeff?
So many toddlers.
4.8 pounds of toddlers
So
can be carried with that wonderful drone.
It depends on how you pack them. You know,
and stack them.
Yeah, if the toddlers are squirming around, not that many, maybe 2, 3. But if you pack them tight, there's some parents watching this. They're just horrified. What is he saying? And maybe some people watching this for the first time. What in the hell am I seeing here? That's the toddler test. If it can lift a toddler, it's a big ass drone. That's a promise.
A BAD for short.
Yeah, that's a promise from your pal, Ken. Back to you in the newsroom, Jeff.
All right. So next in the news, we have a story out of Lake Michigan where some individuals were rescued when they got lost in the lake.
With 2 lives on the line, Glendale police officer Andrew Reichel had his eyes glued to this 8-inch LCD screen Sunday night.
It definitely was some tense moments.
2 women on paddleboards, both in their 40s and in town from Nebraska, were desperate for help.
This is the one that actually went out in Whitefish Bay.
The women were struggling after one lost her paddle.
She was trying to paddle by hand, and every time she would paddle by hand, she said she would just get pushed back out by the waves.
The 911 call went to North Shore Fire and Rescue. They asked for help too. Milwaukee divers, the DNR's boat, and Glendale police all responded near Big Bay Park.
Our dispatcher, who was in communication with the paddleboarders, was able to get them to turn a flashlight on.
Had a real faint blue light on it that my partner was able to see. and he just guided the drone directly to it.
In complete darkness on the lake, the drone and that faint light from her portable speaker were lifesavers. The unit itself, costing about $1,000, saved the cost of manpower and the need for more expensive equipment in the search.
It extends what we can search a lot more. So in that situation for the paddleboarders, to get a helicopter up there, you're talking thousands of dollars per hour to have that thing in the air. Whereas this, it cost us as much as it takes to recharge the battery.
That is awesome. That's great. You know, the time it took to just get a drone out there in comparison with getting a helicopter out, that could have made all the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
All right.
And I'll tell you something. When I lived in Syracuse, New York, there's a town called Baldwinsville, and they have this big river going through it. And I had a paddle boat that I bought, like one of those boats where you sit and it's got paddles, like for two people, teeny tiny. Well, my house was on that river, and I decided to go visit my girlfriend who lived about 5 miles away. Her grandmother had a house on the river, and I thought, I'll just go from my house to grandma's house. Well, the river, I was going against the water, and the river got about 50 times wider before grandma's house. And I'm out there in the middle in shipping lanes, paddling, looking like an idiot. I thought, what have I got myself into? Luckily, I lived, but yeah, that can get away from you, that kind of stuff.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Just a random memory I thought I'd share. Back to you in the newsroom.
Jeff?
Jeff?
He's
frozen. Oh, no, he's literally...
I think he's just faking it.
Is he faking it? Is he?
No, he's not.
He's not faking it? If he is, it's good.
It's very good.
Hey, Jeff, don't say anything if you're a dork.
That's the Jeff Sills wax statue at Madame Tussauds.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff, just stare right into the camera if you're not wearing any pants. All right. I'll call him back. Let's see. Here's Kelly with a joke.
Oh, I got some great jokes
All right,
tonight.
what
All
you got?
original and all funny.
All right.
Oh, what do you call someone with no body and a nose?
What?
Nobody knows.
I like that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. What?
Good.
What the? What?
That's
That's pretty. Alexa, tell me a joke.
Why do owls turn off their cell phones at night?
Why?
So they don't get a hootie call.
That's not
I
bad.
think she actually beat me on that one.
That was pretty good. A hootie call. Speaking of Hootie, you know Hootie from Hootie and the Blowfish? His name's Darius Rucker, but everybody thinks...
Oh, he hates being called Hootie.
Yeah, he
though.
does. He does. Do you know that he hit on my wife at a concert?
Really?
Yeah. It was a concert for my morning show's birthday, and he
I've
hit
heard-
on Danielle.
Stories about him.
Yeah, he's a old so and so.
He's kind of a womanizer, I've heard.
Yeah. And now here's Jeff.
Whoa. Hey, Jeff.
Are you just...
Well, unfortunately, I have to express some bad news. If I can get my camera to...
That's fine. That's... Yeah, don't
What's
stop
that?
Anyway,
triggering
so,
me with the portrait video.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my internet to come back on. I just lost everything for a second. So if you'll call me back, it might answer.
Well, can we just do the news like this?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, let's just do that. Can you tilt your phone so that my ADDHD doesn't trigger?
Well, that's the problem. Every time I do it, I'm upside down. Or
Oh,
this
that's
or
all.
that.
That's all right. How much news we got left?
Just a few stories.
All right, let's do it.
So the Communist Party of China has ruled China continuously since 1949, and they're celebrating their 100th anniversary. And to commemorate this occasion, they recently had a drone show in Shenzhen that had 5,200 drones.
Yeah, the more drones you have in these cluster drone shows, the better resolution. You know, like pixels. So that's really cool. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, wow.
Wow, that's awesome.
What?
No.
Oh, okay. Wow. Do you think this will just keep getting better and better? It'll be like 10,000 drones or like 50,000 drones, and before you know it, it'll be like a big giant screen in the sky, photo reel.
Yeah, I would assume that it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. You know, everybody's going to want to keep outdoing themselves. I'm waiting. You know, you can guarantee that Intel is looking at this already planning. So.
Yeah. Wow.
That's crazy. I think they've OD'd, over drone.
They did over drone.
Look at that.
They sure are proud of that communism thing, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, it's really cool, you know, except for the communism.
Oh, by the way, your mom in the chat said you need to come get that paddle boat soon.
Oh, I know, my mom. All the time. It's at her lake house. All the time she's like, hey, your paddle boat's still here. I'm like, okay. You keep it. Sell it, Mom. I'll give you 10%.
10%.
Well, you know, she is my mom. So that's, you know, I got to do that for the mom. All right, 12%.
All right, so
Yeah.
back in February, we talked about a story where a border patrol helicopter was chased by a drone. And it wasn't chased by any drone. This was chased by a drone that was moving fast. And we have an update on the story. The FBI is still searching for the individual, but we got some more details about what it was like
above Tucson was something even the cops couldn't catch. The first time anyone saw it, it almost crashed into a Customs and Border Protection helicopter at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. Tucson PD put up their helicopter to find it. According to the police report, the Tucson PD pilot called it a very sophisticated and specialized drone. It had a green light on its belly, but they could never see it, not even with infrared goggles. They chased it all over the city. Here's the flight path of the helicopter. They circled at least 14 times, going 100 miles an hour, and the drone kept evading them, even circling the chopper at that speed. Finally, one of the pilots said the thing went over the top of Mount Lemmon, more than 14,000 feet up. That's when the helicopter started running out of gas, but the drone was still going more than an hour later. To understand how bizarre this is, you need a little basic drone knowledge. Now, this is one of the drones we use here at 12 News. We're only allowed to go 400 feet up in the air, and really on its best day, it's only going to go about 5 miles away from the control station. And no commercially available drone will be able to go more than a half hour without a battery change. Whatever Tucson PD saw blew past all of those limits.
What you'd be looking at would be a hybrid system. So it'd be something like maybe a propane-powered electrical generator.
Vic Moss is a drone expert with the Drone Service Providers Alliance. We sent him the police report to check it out.
This is not a normal drone.
Vic says what this drone did is possible, just very hard and very expensive, like Department of Defense expensive. So what was it? No one really knows. And the FBI and the FAA definitely want to know what this was, because if it had hit a helicopter or even a plane, it could have done some major damage. So far, the only thing the FBI is saying is that they're looking for tips.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious what it is. Duh, right?
What's that?
I mean, I know
What
you're
was it?
thinking it. Well, it's an alien craft disguised as a drone. Duh. I mean, duh. Of course, you know. Used to be that alien crafts would disguise themselves as, you know, biplanes, and then they would disguise themselves as, you know, airline planes, and now they're, you know, disguising. Jeff, you all right, bud?
You're killing me.
You're killing me, Smalls. All right.
Yeah, you're killing me, Smalls.
What you got?
In fact, we're going to continue on here. So in Wales, there was a family that was looking for an elderly man. And what's interesting about this story is that they brought out the drone after the helicopter, the boats, and everything else failed.
Oh, okay.
Saved by a drone. That's what SWNS says happened to one elderly man in North Wales. 82-year-old Roy Giblin was found by the drone pilots after he went out for an evening stroll. After an 18-hour search, Giblin was found in an overgrown area near a train station. His family said without the drone, he, quote, didn't stand a chance, unquote. North Wales police seem to agree.
Had it not been for the aircraft in that particular situation and at that time, it's quite possible that officers on the ground would not have found him.
The DJI M300 RTK drones have a thermal camera and 200 times zoom lens with a flight time of up to 45 minutes. They can fly in rain and winds up to 33 miles per hour. The drone team launched in April. and has been deployed to more than 250 incidents. Giblin's family says they are overjoyed at the way this incident turned out. Quote, "There are no words for the gratitude we have for everyone that was involved," unquote, Giblin's granddaughter said.
That's great. I love to hear stories like that.
Yep.
But
and hint, hint. Next time, take the drone out first.
Right. Now that is a great story. But does anyone else? Maybe it's just me. But when people say DJI instead of DJI, does that bother anybody else but me?
Yes.
You hear it a lot from people that don't know drones, and some people it's just hard for them to say DJ, so they say DJI. But that kind of makes me go, come on. Anyway, go ahead, Jeff.
All right. So the Parrot Anafi AI drone has really been making some waves, and it's expected to show up, I believe, sometimes later in the year. But what's really impressive about this is that the drone is going to have the ability to switch between Wi-Fi and 4G on its own as it detects whether or not the Wi-Fi signal is getting bad.
So you can fly it like way beyond line of sight.
Oh yeah, and it's going to be able to keep a nice persistent communication, so that the quality of the data that you get is going to be very high. Plus, from what I understand, it saves everything to a cloud environment, so the information that comes off of this drone can be viewed remotely at various locations, real time.
Are you surprised it took this long to get a prosumer cellular based drone?
Yeah, because a lot of companies have been working on it. This was something that I know that over the last 2 years there were a lot of enterprise level drones that were working on this technology, but the combination between 4G and 5G and the concerns about the safety and then of course the restrictions changed for line of sight, etc. It always kind of put it in flux. Parrot is the first one to kind of put their foot down and say, our enterprise drone is going to have this capability, and it's in the drone, and it's not going to not be here. But the thing is that this isn't a drone that you and I can get. This is one of these enterprise drones that you're only going to see like businesses have.
Oh.
Yeah, but you know, some business is going to be on a support line with somebody from AT&T, and they're going to say the AT&T are going to say these words: "Is your drone roaming?" Well,
hey.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool, man. That is a cool thing.
All right, so next in the news, this is a little bit sort of a detour, but definitely worth sharing. Recently, federal agents from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms had a very interesting situation in South Los Angeles with fireworks.
Now, I'm only sharing this because it's awesome. It's really destructive. It's a cautionary tale, and we just celebrated the 4th, or Independence Day. But this video looks like a transformer trying to transform, and then it just quits. That's what it looks like to me. Check this out.
A massive explosion that injured 17, including 10 law enforcement officers and 7 civilians. It happened when the LAPD tried to detonate illegal fireworks that were seized in a home in South LA. Lieutenant Raul Jovel is with the LAPD.
You have to follow protocols in place. So they'll be looking at that, also looking at human error.
Jovel says officers went door to door to alert neighbors the detonation was going to take place last night and asked them to leave their homes.
After the explosion, they discovered that some folks were still within that vicinity that didn't answer the door, and that's how we discovered that some folks were injured.
Arturo Sejas III has been arrested on suspicion of reckless or malicious possession of a destructive device after police got a tip that led to the discovery of about 5,000 pounds of fireworks, including more unstable improvised explosive devices with simple fuses. 40 were the size of a soda can and 200 smaller ones with similar construction. The LAPD says that was part of the decision to detonate what was found on scene.
Wow.
Why did they have to detonate it right there?
They were afraid that transporting the stuff would be a higher risk. They felt that some of the stuff was unstable, and driving it over long distances through heavily populated areas was a concern. They felt that the vehicle that they had, which is one of the bomb disposal unit's trucks, these things are designed to absorb the explosions. They felt the truck was going to be capable of doing it.
Wow.
For all practical purposes, right now, what they believe is that there was a failure in the design of the vehicle. They don't believe that this was something that, was, I guess, associated to, I guess a common thing. This was definitely something where within the vehicle there was a design failure.
The truck failed,
Yeah.
and by the way, there was nobody in the truck when it happened.
Yeah.
They should have known. They should have known that house party number 5 can't be contained by one of those trucks.
Right. Yeah. And by the way, speaking of fireworks, over the weekend, over the Independence holiday, I flew at 2 separate fireworks shows. I flew an FPV quad in fireworks. I learned some very valuable lessons, and I'll be posting that video tomorrow. And I hope that you'll check it out. Quick question for you guys, Kelly. If you'll answer first, is flying in fireworks legal?
Considering if you're flying at night, you have to have a strobe that's visible for 3 nautical miles, and you have to take an FAA test about night flying.
3 statute miles. Yeah, I mean, illegally you can. Should you? Probably not. But I can tell you this: the fireworks that I flew through, I did coordinate with the people that were putting it on. Don't just roll up to a fireworks show and flying it, because I was there many hours early, preparing, looking at all the obstacles, checking. And most important thing is to have your situational awareness with lights. You have to have lights on the ground, otherwise you're going. Anyway, if you just roll up on one of these larger cities fireworks displays, you will be blown out of the sky. Yeah, they are huge. You don't know how big they are. They are, compared to like small town fireworks shows, the big cities, they'll spend $70,000 on a show or more. And that big, when you feel it in your chest on the ground, just imagine what your poor little drones. Your drone's gonna be like, that's it. So yeah, it's legal, but you have to get. TFRs are put into place in larger cities during these shows. In most cities, now teeny tiny towns like where I flew, not so much. So just be aware of all these things.
In Magnolia, they don't have the restriction here, and I know that the past couple of firework displays that they had, if you were really keen and started kind of looking off in the distance around the area, you would see the little blinking lights, and be like, yeah, there's a drone, there's a drone, there's a drone.
Right. What were you gonna say, Kelly?
I was just going to say, we actually went out and spent about $200 or $300 on fireworks, which isn't much, but you can get some pretty decent stuff for that. And I launched the GoPro Karma about 150 feet up in the air. We shot them at the Karma.
Did you really?
I've got the video. Yeah, I haven't edited it or posted it yet.
Why'd you give it to me, man? We could have shared it tonight, man. You were trying to blow the Karma out of the sky? That wouldn't be hard.
No, I was not trying to. It's not mine to blow out of the sky. I was just getting footage, but I nearly blew it out of the sky.
Nice. All right, Jeff.
All right, so next in the news, Israel is the first country to use AI-guided combat drone swarms in a combat situation. Recently, they've had conflicts between Gaza and Israel, and the Israeli forces started using a swarm of small drones to locate and identify targets in the Gaza Strip. And this drone swarm is the first time that I've ever heard of them actively using this in a combat environment. But it's what assists in being able to shore up and find specific targets and make sure you're not, injuring, individuals that you don't necessarily want to hit. So I look forward to seeing more uses of that type of system to protect innocent lives.
Very good. Well, Jeff, thank you so much for all the news. And oh, wait a minute. I'm being told I have some breaking news for my producer that doesn't exist. Thank you so much.
No.
Yeah, we have some breaking news from the Netherlands. Yes, and our on-the-spot reporter Rob is here.
Hey Ken, it's your buddy Rob from Harlem. Remember the 8th of April? I was breaking news on TNL.
Oh, you're right. I have some breaking news. This just in from Haarlem in the Netherlands. From Rob Muller. He says, "Hey Ken, broke 3 effing arms in one crash on my DJI FPV. But to my surprise, it's very easy to disassemble. The only soldering was the motor wires. I ordered a new main body frame and 4 arms. Cost me 56 euros. That's something like $65. Sort of got lucky, I guess. Only plastic damage. Keep you posted." And now here's some pictures. This just in from Haarlem. So that's what it looked like when he crashed. Oh. Yeah, and then here's the underside. Boy, he crashed hard.
Looks like he hit her.
Oh.
Jeez.
Yeah, and then there it is, disassembled.
I fixed it. I bought a new one, a new piece of shit. But I fixed the other. Ain't that just great? Look, it's a collector's item. All right, man. Look at that. Cool, right? Not to be annoying, Ken, but it's kilometer.
Oh, so it looks like Jeff is correct in his pronunciation of kilometer if he's in the Netherlands. How do you say kilometer, Jeff?
Kilometer. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
In the Netherlands, but most everywhere else in the world.
It's great. No. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'll be more than happy to hang out with him anytime because I have a history of fixing crash drones too. I have several that belong to various YouTube individuals. So I'm very proud of him. Congratulations on fixing that drone.
Okay, and in Australia and I believe the UK, it's a kilometer. Oh no, Canada, it's kilometer.
Keep going. All right. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, Jeff, we have to bring on our Russian guest. It's like 4 a.m. there now. Thank you so much, Jeff. Bye-bye.
Thanks for stopping by. Now get out.
We should probably mention remotepilot101.com. Isn't it a great place?
Great place.
It is a great place. Tell us about your place, Jason.
So, Remote Pilot 101, no one has prepared more Part 107 pilots than us. And you'll be pleased, those of you who are current customers now, you're going to be experiencing version 3 and a brand new learning management system in about 2 weeks. So the best just keeps on getting better. RemotePilot101.com. Use promo code Heron18, which, by the way, Ken, I can't brag on you enough. When we search promo codes, you know me, I'm all about our marketing and everything else. Heron18 is the most used promo code. Your people listen to you, Ken.
Yay, thank
Seriously.
you, people. I appreciate that.